All right, y'all, this part two, man, because it seems like a lot of people had some questions asking where I get my information from and things like that. That I came on a live, well, you can say the semi-live when we had the little group watch thing, and I was explaining about the word Jesus and where it originated from. If you didn't see that, then you need to go back and go into the timeline and check it out or whichever. But this part two, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna start y'all engine with this, and this should get y'all on the right path to really enlightening yourself on what's going on. Now, like I said, briefly, it was a slave ship called Jesus that they got the slaves to worship because the slaves were worshiping and hoping the ship come back to get them when they was actually captured from Sierra Leone. You see what I'm saying? So they will pray and worship the ship. They remember the name of the ship. So they will worship that ship to come back and get them. That's where that worship come from. That was in the early 1500s BC. It wasn't even a Jesus even created then. You see what I'm saying? This was before, y'all check it out. This was before that time. But like I said, I'm finna hit you with some heat right fast. And if you don't, like once again, you can do your research on it and do how you want to do and look it up, and all the answers you need is right there. When the internet was created, it was created for one reason. But when they created the internet and they created they took some books and put it in the internet. Now you don't have to really go into a library, but I still go into a library because that's where you can find the real knowledge and that's where you can find the real enlightenment at, because still at the same time the internet gonna put what they want you to know. So I don't fully trust the internet. I may skim over it to look and see what's on there, but all my research comes from actual books. The ugliest book that you can find in the library really have the richest history in it, because we are visual beings. We want to go by pretty and shiny and all this other shit, and you passing up all the knowledge because the book don't look good. But anyway, that's something different. Like I said, there was a slave ship called, y'all listen to me and I want y'all to write it down, Jesus of Lubbock. This was Portuguese Spanish type thing. Lubeck, Jesus of Lubbock. It was in the 1500s. This ship was contained by a guy named Sir John Hawkins, which was appointed by the Queen of England in 1564, right? By 1504, it was a group of Africans that were captured, like I said, from Sierra Leone, and was brought to the New World. These were the first slaves. The first slaves were captured by the Spanish and the Portuguese. That before everybody else caught on to the shit. You see what I'm saying? And it was done by this ship called Jesus of Lubbock. Okay. Now, when they captured these slaves and brought them to the New World, now this was gonna trip you out right here. They was brought to the courts, meaning that the courts at that time was a lot of places where people observe you and you know what I'm saying, check everything out. You bring you in front of the courts. It wasn't like a courtroom like we have now. The courts was like this open domain. It was 300 or some odd Africans that were captured. And it was brought to the court of, guess who name it was? Just take a guess. Who was the name and the owner of these courts? This guy name was King James IV. How ironic. What is the #1 best-selling version of the Bible? The King James Version. Come on, man. Y'all work with me, man. Come on, it's right there for y'all. The King James Version, that's the best #1 selling version of the Bible sold in the U.S. Facts. Do your research on that. It'll give you the numbers. This was in 1504. 300 Africans. Now, I'm going to hit you with this. The shit really didn't take a turn for the worse And really, this Bible and everything that you have, that we have in the world, the new world today, not the real Bible, the watered down Bible from the King James Version. You see what I'm saying? That was created only 60 years later when the English joined the slave trade. That's when all the sadistic ass shit, raping the goddamn women, making the men sleep with the men, because a lot of the English was white. And they brought all this sadistic ass mindset into the slave trade. This was in 1562. That's 60 years later than when the Spanish had enough time, 60 years, to establish how they wanted shit to go. Who's connected with the Spanish? The Queen of England. Who does the U.S. belong to? The Queen of England. The Queen of England owned the U.S. Come on, man. I can't, man. Damn, bruh. Really? Come on, man. I'm trying to give y'all this. Stop fighting me. I understand that this is a tough subject, and you've been taught this thing your whole life. And it's hard for you to rebel against because it's been programmed in you. And it hurts you so bad to know the truth. But do your research. I'm gone, man. I ain't talking no more today.